welcome back to my channel. I asked you on Instagram what your biggest concerns were if you're going to be a fresher coming up this September. God, it's coming quick, isn't it? And basically I'm going to briefly go over some of those concerns, try and agony aunt you a little bit, and then I'm also going to be doing some more in-depth videos on some of the things that come up on this video and some additional stuff that I think would be really useful. I just graduated. I have some wisdom. I have some things to say. If you are about to be a fresher and about to start uni this September, definitely want to be subscribing. I'm not just saying that. I am, but I'm also thinking of you. And remember to click that bell because YouTube is rubbish with subscriptions. Disclaimer? I guess it's a disclaimer. I don't know anything about next year. No one knows anything. Next year is going to be difficult. It's not going to be the same as it was for me, and I'm not going to sit here and lie and pretend that it's going to be, because I can't say that. No one knows anything for certain. Just want to say that it is totally okay to be feeling strange about next year. That doesn't mean that you're not going to have an incredible time. That doesn't mean that you can't still achieve pretty much everything you wanted to at uni. So I just wanted to say I don't know things. I'm not a psychic. I'm not a professional in the university, higher education industry. The only advice I can give you is stuff that I know has worked for me, and using my common sense and kind of combining all those things and my experiences from the last 3 years and stuff to hopefully address some of your concerns. And also just hopefully give you a little bit of confidence that whilst it may not be as you expected it to be, next year is still going to be good and you are still going to have a good time and you're still going to get a huge amount out of it. And my laptop's here because I'm super not able to see. What I did was I grouped concerns together and we basically came up with, I think there's like 6 or 7 different like main topics that came up over and over again. Some a lot more popular than others, but I'll tell you about those when we get to them. The camera's different because I waffled the first time I filmed this, so I'm filming at the end now. The magic of not theatre. So the first and major concern that everyone seemed to have was about online lectures. The simple answer to this is there is no simple answer. This is so individual and specific that it is kind of hard to address this, but the main thing that I would like you to take away from the video is that the unis know that it's not ideal. They don't want you to be unhappy. I mean, this is no disrespect to the unis, but ultimately, like, they're kind of businesses, aren't they? And they don't want negative reviews. For that reason, if for nothing else, though you'd hope for something else, they are going to try their best to make your learning experience as full as possible. And if they're not right for you, you have every right to say to them, this isn't okay, and I'm not learning, or I'm struggling, or whatever it is. And they have a duty to help you. Now, that being said, it's really hard for them to do. What are they gonna do? Like, what realistically are they gonna do about it? Freshers' lectures are huge as well, so trying to split those massive lectures into smaller ones, there is not enough time in the day to do that. You know what you can do as a good person and citizen and student is go into it with the best attitude you can. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I honestly think that that's one of their top priorities, is that their learning happens, because they want you to get good grades. Like, they want to still be a good uni, you know? So I think that going into it and thinking, it's gonna be okay, they will have tried their best, I'm gonna try my best, is the best way to do it. And hopefully you'll still be able to do certain things, like you can't do biochemistry, for example, without labs. So they're gonna have to put on labs in some way, and you never know, it might even be better in those smaller groups or whatever it's gonna be.
Another thing that I forgot to say is, from experience of someone who's done lectures both in person going to them and online watching them back, which is probably what lots of unis will do for the big lectures, it really doesn't make that much difference. And yes, that's subject specific, and I can't speak for every uni, every lecturer, every course, but at least in my personal experience, watching a lecture back online versus actually going is not as different as you might think it would be.
The next one was missing out on freshers. Now, this one is a massive one, and this is one I'm so, like, sad on your behalf, because I'll put it to you frankly, your freshers will not be the same as mine. Like, it just won't. However, rest assured that I've spoken to the SU, at least at Bath, and I've spoken to the Freshers Week event managers, that's how you say that word, on trying to make sure that Freshers Week happens in a way that means that you can get a huge amount out of it still. So you can still make the friends, you can still get a sense of the uni, you can still celebrate coming to uni.
Firstly, couldn't not freeze frame on this. you're welcome. Secondly, I have had actually an update from the Freshers Week event managers since I filmed this video, and they just wanted you guys to know that there is a wristband that's coming. It's going to be slightly different to previous years, but it is a wristband, which means there are things coming. They are making plans, and there will be ways for you to meet new people and still have a great Freshers Week, so please don't worry too much about that.
As a global pandemic, it's kind of a big deal. It's ridiculously unfair that you don't get to do that. But there are people dying, and I didn't get to graduate. I didn't get to go to my summer ball. Like, there's lots of things that people have had to miss out on. I don't know, it's difficult. Basically, the more you dwell on things like that, the worse it's going to be, and the sooner you start realising that things aren't going to be exactly the same, and you start making new plans and different plans, the better things are going to be for you. So on that note, there was a massive number of you, that by far the highest, talking about making friends and being worried about making friends. This is something I am absolutely going to dedicate another video to. I think the primary concerns were, if things are so online, how am I going to make friends? It'll be a bit unnatural and it won't be the same as it was, again, for me. That doesn't mean it's going to be bad, that doesn't mean you're not going to be able to make friends. In fact, I think there might be even more initiatives in place to help people make friends, because everyone's so aware that it's going to be less face-to-face. For instance, societies and stuff will definitely be making the effort to encourage freshers to get people to meet each other, etc. Some of the other concerns were about like getting on with people, about drinking and not drinking, I think, so I will go into that in the other video. You would be surprised how many people are feeling the same. If there's anything you take away from this video, I think 80% of the people who replied to my Instagram were concerned about making friends. Apologies, my camera got too hot. It may take longer than you would like it to, but you will find friends. And the next one that I actually found quite a lot of was failing your course or not doing very well. There's times I definitely felt like the dumbest one of my course. There's probably times where I was, because everyone has ups and downs. Don't worry about failing your course. You have plenty of time to like get into it and work out what works for you and what you're good at and not good at, and practice it. I don't know any unis that examine the first year, as in like it doesn't count towards your degree. So you can take first year to basically learn what you need to do. Most people do not fail their course. Most people at good unis do very well. So please don't go into it worrying about failing it. If you have got into the uni, you're going to be okay. There's plenty of support for you, and you just need to work hard. You probably have other talents that they don't have anyway. The next question was about part-time jobs, and this is something that I kind of didn't experience because I did YouTube instead. And actually I don't know a huge number of people who had part-time jobs whilst at uni. If you want to throw yourself into uni life and societies and sports and all of that, you probably don't have a whole lot of spare time. It's up to you how you choose to spend that time, but I personally needed to relax in that time. There's no way I could have gone and done like another part-time job. It would have been too much. Finding part-time jobs, the uni can help you with that, whatever uni you're going to. They definitely have services for that, and I personally feel like it's kind of a good thing to work for the uni if you can. Like if you can work in your uni's SU or whatever, you're on campus, so then you're there already for your lectures and sports or societies or whatever it is. And the last one was on homesickness, that's a hard word to say, which kind of falls under the same thing as the making friends thing. So in my making friends video, I spoke a lot about throwing yourself into things and joining lots of things, which obviously lends itself to a certain personality type and will require a lot more effort from people who are more shy and don't like meeting new people but want to make new friends. But I think that it's the same thing with that and with homesickness, there you go, that kind of busying yourself, having focuses, feeling like you have purpose to the day, and actually just having enjoyment, like even if it's just parts of the day that you just really especially enjoy, will really help you feel less homesick. It will give you something to concentrate on, and it will help you make friends. I hope that this video was helpful to you and addressed some of your concerns, and I will see you in the next one. Remember to like this if it was helpful and subscribe if you haven't already.